Hollywood Times viewers, Judy Shields here. Today, we're very excited to welcome screenwriter, producer Michael Tove. He just had a successful completion and multiple festival run for his first film, the Hitchcockian short Yard Sailing. Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good. First off, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But let's talk
Oh,
about this word I
thank you.
just said. I think I said it right. Hitchcockian. What is that?
Oh, okay. Well, yes, so apparently, my film has been likened to the types of stories that the master Alfred Hitchcock told, which I'm flattered that anybody would do that. I didn't come up with it, but it was like, whoa. However, when it was raised, I would humbly agree that the kinds of stories I like to tell do follow that approach because which Hitchcock did, what Rod Serling did in The Twilight Zone, what the short story writer O. Henry did, and all of these were early influences on me in storytelling, is they would tell a story that starts off down one path that is a false path. And somewhere along the line, we start to realize that the initial assumptions that we're making, the initial trajectory of the story is wrong. And it's going to go off in a vastly different direction, one that is unexpected, one that is unforeseen. And that's the kind of story I've always liked. So as a viewer of films, if I go to a movie where I can predict the ending halfway through the film, I don't like it. I went to a remake of a famous whodunit story, and halfway through, I said, "Oh my gosh, I know who did it." And then I spent the rest of the movie hoping I was wrong, but I wasn't.
Well,
It was
just
disappointing.
yes. So
Um,
I can see why they've named your movie that. It
yeah.
it is that way. And I was just so yard sailing. So it's sort
Well,
of like where did that title come
well,
from?
okay, well, very simple. So, everybody knows what a yard sale is,
Uh-huh.
but when people who enjoy going to yard sales, specifically my wife years ago, she would just turn it into a verb and call it, I want to go yard sailing,
Oh,
meaning I want to go to a yard sale. And
wow.
so rather than it being an object, a noun, it becomes an activity. And that was where the title came from. So again, it's one of those little twists. And all of the films that I do, all of the stories that I do, I love to put little Easter eggs in there. I'm certainly not going to compare myself to Spielberg and his love of Easter eggs, but it's that kind of a thing. And there's tons of little nuances peppered throughout all of these stories that have other deeper meanings and so forth. And some of them are deliberate, and some of them are accidental, and some of them are somewhere in between. Um, but that's just kind of the way it is. And I write these scripts and I write these stories, and then in this particular case, I gave the thing to Tom Logan, who is a master director, and he took it and he ran with it and did a lot of refinement, a lot of tweaking, and came up with some really, really creative, wonderful ideas. And then on set, the actors, particularly Georgia Van Kylenberg, who plays our lead, um, and she and Tom had some discussions, and Liam Bradford, who plays Jim Marsh, and Eliza Roberts, all of them had these ideas, And at the end of the day, those ideas became not just part of the film, but in some cases, the best pieces of those aspects of the film. My favorite scenes literally are ones that they weren't improv exactly, but they were things that weren't in this script and were built in consultation between the actor and Tom. So everybody asks me, what was it like, working with the actors? And my answer is I don't. The only person on a set that does anything with actors is and should be the director, period. I didn't cast it, Tom did. Now, I had I had conversations with him about it to be sure, but it was his call, his decision, and when he does the rehearsals, when he does all of the prep work with the actors, that is him and them, not me.
Hmm.
So, and that's the job of a director. That's what a good director is supposed to do.
Well,
Um,
well, in this case, Michael, you as a screenwriter, when you're writing this, do you have actors in mind that you just
no,
think would be good? You don't do it that
no,
way.
I do
Okay.
not. No, um, because what I have in mind are the characters themselves.
Okay. Got it.
And when I write, and I'm fortunate because it doesn't happen all the time, I get into a sort of an outer body experience where I can hear what the characters are actually saying. I literally can hear them in my head, and all I'm doing is writing down what they say and what they do. I I had acting training, and I learned that a really good actor puts the character in their bodies and then gets out of their character's way and let the character do what the character needs to do. So no, I don't have, I mean, there's always times when I think, oh, well, this person would be great or that person would be great. But the reality is that no, I don't care what actor or actress plays the part because it's not about the performer. It's about the character. The characters are alive. They are real to me. And so I want the actor to conform to what the character is, not the other way around.
As a screenwriter, are you there on set too, just to be there, or
I was there. Yeah, you bet. I was there the whole time. And but nobody, but everybody knew that if anybody had come up to me to ask me, well, what about this or what about that about the character, I would have said, that's a Tom Logan question. Go talk to Tom.
got it?
Because, and Tom and I discussed this at length long before we got to production. Um, but the hierarchy of who does what on set was very, very, very well established. Now, yes, I was there and I did an awful lot of odd jobs. I mean, I was doing everything, and just
The
just doing
producer.
whatever. But and everybody would come up to me, and it was a common question. A lot of the actors would come up to me, and a lot of the crew would come up to me and say, "Does it feel real yet?" And I was like, "No, it doesn't." Um, but at the end of the day, the cast, the crew, and I got to be really, really, really good friends. And that was so much of what it was. I mean, and I still communicate with an awful lot of them, and including Georgia, including Eliza, including Eric.
Nice.
Just, you know, they're friends, and that's all they are. Well, that I don't mean it in that way. But I was out in LA, 3 weeks ago, and Eric and Eliza and I and my daughter, who was in the film the whole time, the four of us got together for lunch. And that was just four people getting together for lunch and just having a blast. And the fact that Eric Roberts is a major star and Eliza Roberts, that was completely irrelevant. I mean, we didn't care. They don't care. Um, we're just four friends having lunch. And, and I teased because Eric was eating all my French fries. But that's okay because Eliza was eating Elizabeth's. So
That was
With our
friends.
permission. Yeah, Eric said, "Can I have a few fries?" I said, "Yeah, help yourself." And so he's like, "Okay." So he's just taking one off plate after the plate after the point is that it's just four people who know each other, enjoy each other's company, getting together, and just having fun. And it wasn't any more than that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Georgia, who was our lead, and you may not have known it from the film, she's from Melbourne, Australia. She's Australian.
She is. No, you wouldn't have
Yeah,
known
she is. Yeah,
it.
she's Aussie.
I love how they
And
can use an English
no,
accent.
I know. Well, she's Australian, and
Wow.
yes, when you get her just by herself, her accent comes pouring through. And I remember back in January, I was had been out in San Diego. We shot it in San Diego, and I'd been out in San Diego, and we're flying back, or I was flying back, and I connected through Detroit, and so of course when you're on the plane, you have to turn the phone off, right?
Yeah.
So I got in Detroit, I turned the phone on, and a text message from Georgia had come through that she had just landed in Melbourne. And I texted her back and I said, "Hey, I just landed in Detroit. You want to swap?" She went, "Nope."
Not after that flight.
Well, no, I mean, never mind. This was winter. So,
Oh, got it.
yeah, so she's in Melbourne in their summer, and
Done.
that's her home, right? I'm in yeah. So, nope.
Yeah, they don't
But
experience winter over there, do they? Like
sure
we
they
do.
do. Oh my God. No, Melbourne's in very southern Australia. So, yeah, there's winter there. There
They had some
absolutely
winter.
is
Oh, I
winter
didn't
there.
think they had any winter there. I thought it
Yeah,
was
no,
hot
no,
the whole
they
time.
absolutely have winter, but it was their summer.
Yeah.
There was a guy, oh my gosh, there was a guy, I was on one of these YouTube things, was going around offering $100 bill to anybody who could correctly name the capital of Australia. And nobody was getting it right. And I was going, please come find me because I know what it is. It's
It's it
not
start with a
Sydney.
P? Does it start with a
Nope.
P?
Nope.
Thing.
It's Canberra.
Canberra. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Canberra, which is uh, Canberra ACT, which stands for Australian Capital Territory. Everything in Australia is a territory, and it is
Oh.
exactly halfway between Sydney and Melbourne, which are the two biggest cities
Yeah.
in the country.
Michael, did you write this as a short film or did you have more to it?
No, well, I wrote it was originally it was always a short, but it was longer than this originally.
Okay.
I first wrote the script 35, 36 years ago.
Why so long to bring it to film?
Because I didn't have the ability, the capabilities, the wherewithal to get it from script to screen.
Wow.
I and you've seen the film, so you'll see that in the end credits there is a an in memoriam to Sherry Rhodes.
I wrote that down, who that was.
Sherry was a casting director. She
Oh,
cast Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind for
oh my
Stephen.
goodness.
She cast Silverado in Terms of Endearment and Urban Cowboy. And on and on and on and on. She was a major casting director. She was a producer, and I had occasion back around the very early 90s to meet her and spend a little time with her. And so we were literally at dinner, and I had this idea, and I threw the idea out, and her response was, "Oh, you must tell this story." She absolutely said, this is a must do." And I said, "I will." And I mean, and Sherry was fabulous. I mean, she was just this pint-sized dynamo. And she passed in 2009, but her son uh, is still very much alive and healthy. And I invited Kenny to come to the premiere that we had, and Kenny and his spouse. And they're just wonderful folks. And Kenny and I are friends now. And I mean, it, there's a theme here. It's all about I have these friends. It's just I keep making new friends, and that's as much as it is, no matter what. It's about I get to do these fun things, these wonderful things, and I get to make new friends doing them. And it just keeps happening over and over and over and over again. I'm working on a short right now It's something that I um, concocted quite a few years ago. And it's a CG animation short. It's going to be all of 3 minutes long,
Wow.
but it tells a very Hitchcockian story. And I was at a film festival, a local film festival last year. And one of my two collaborative partners I met at the festival, and we just kind of clicked, you know? And so we got together not very long ago, a couple of months ago maybe, and I just pitched him the story. I said, "Hey, here's a story, and let me tell you about it." And because we're in development, I'm gonna not say anything about it. Okay, I mean, NDA thing. But I pitched him the story, and he went, "Yeah, that could be fun." And I said, "Do you know anybody that can handle the CG animation? Because I want it to be animated. I want it to be a CG animation." And he goes, "Yeah." So he introduces me to a friend of his, um, and we got together, and whammo, here we are, and we're making the film, and it's literally a 3-page script. It's going to be 3 pages. It's going to blow the socks off of everybody who sees it, because it does have that shock element of, oh, stuff. That is not where I thought this was going.
Oh, wonderful.
And then I'm always deliberately putting in distractions and false doors so that oh, I see what it is. Oh no. Okay. So it's never linear. Linear stories are boring.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
there's
I
too many of
mean,
them out there.
exactly. Like this one, it says, I really love the ending and I can't give it away. So when might the film be released for the world to see?
Well, okay, so right
Oh,
now,
film
I
festivals.
don't know when it'll be released. It's still going through the festival circuit, and then I got to get Netflix, Hulu, Amazon,
Okay.
or whatever to pick it up. But in the meantime, it's on my website. And so anybody who wants to see the film, all you got to do is go to emeraldoakproductions.com. And there is a thing that says yard sailing, and then it says see film. And you click on it, and away you go.
All right, there you go. Millions of views now because this movie is
That'd be
top notch.
great. Yeah.
Top notch. It is so
And that may
good.
screw me up for Netflix, Hulu, and whatever, although I don't know, maybe not.
Maybe, right?
Who
Maybe
cares?
one of
I
those
mean,
people will see it. Somebody will tell them
well,
and they'll go watch
yeah,
it.
well, yeah, but yeah, so we put it up on my website, and now anybody that wants to see the film, please go see the film. That's why I put it there.
So,
So
what's it been like being part of these film festivals
we're
in
at
addition to the?
191 wins and 20 nominations on
Wow,
IMDb. We're at 271 laurels.
there you
Um,
go.
yeah, no. The film, in terms of the total awards and laurels and accolades, is within the top 10, as best I can tell, within the top 10 most awarded short films in history.
Ooh,
It's crazy. Yeah, I know. It's just completely
great.
nuts.
It's so
I
good.
go to these film festivals hoping to be a very small fish in a very big pond. And so far, it has turned out to be the exact opposite, which I would rather it not be. No, I'm going, and I'm a big fish in a small pond, and I'm not interested in that. I want to go to these things, and I want to see somebody do things that are better, that are more creative, and I want to have the ability to have connections with the people that do those, because somebody said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Hmm, makes sense.
And yeah, and I think it does. I mean, how do you get better? How do you get better if everybody is trying to, come up to you and say, "How'd you do that?" That doesn't work. So yeah, I'm hoping to get into festival, and we did. We've gotten in some really good festivals, but unfortunately they're overseas, um I we have 3 wins or 4 wins and 3 nominations at the Cannes World Film Festival, and so I was going. And I kept booking lodging, and the lodging kept falling through. I mean, it's crazy. And after 3, literally, I booked and it was canceled, or they increased the price tenfold on me.
Wow,
I know. And I said, forget it.
that's
I said, I'm
crazy.
not spending I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's too
I'm
bad.
just not. And so my new filmmaking partners, they've been to Cannes. And we were talking about this, and they said, no, what you have to do is you have to find lodging outside, about 20 minutes from on the train away, and then you just commute in by train.
Oh, wow.
So they're pretty much all the way over towards Nice.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay. So this new film, I think we'll get into Cannes, and if we do, we're going. And I, I, I have to say, I do enjoy I do enjoy the red carpet thing.
Yeah.
I do. I'm sorry.
I like to do them. I like to do red
I,
carpet.
I, I have bought, I had a tux made. I had a custom tux made last year for the premiere, and I have now worn it 4 times.
Wow.
Just 4.
Bravo.
Once at the festival, well, at the premiere.
Premiere.
Once at a festival in LA, and twice on a cruise that we were on because I
For
like to
dinner?
cruise. Yeah, so we had so the captain's dinners, because
Yeah.
I've discovered recently that if you take these long cruises at Christmas and New Year's,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to prepare for Christmas and New Year's.
Look at you.
I don't have to do anything. You just attend, and it's like, oh, I like this.
Oh boy.
You know.
That's something else. Oh, goodness. So the film festivals, which one did you do here in LA?
Well, several, but the one that I came to was the Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival.
Yes, I love that one. Yeah, we like to cover that one. Yes, that's a good one. Very cool. Well, maybe the next time you're out here, we'll have a chance to meet you.
Well,
And hopefully we'll be
I have,
friends. Hopefully I'm a new friend
yeah,
now.
exactly. Well, I have no doubt. Now, HRIFF occurred in early March, and so my daughter and I took a little side trip down to where they were setting up for that other little film award presentation thing that they have in March.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the one on Hollywood
On
Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Yeah, right, right near Highland Avenue.
Yes, that thing.
There's this little theater that nobody seems to know about,
Yeah,
and they put
starts with a
this little
D.
cabin. They put this little canopy thing over the street. I mean, no, but seriously, I'm being sarcastic, obviously. But the canopy that goes across Hollywood
Isn't
Boulevard
it something?
it's nuts.
It is
It
nuts.
is absolute. I thought they spent a week setting up for Oscars, but it's more like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
I read where they're leaving there,
I just heard that they're
right?
going to a
Where?
another hotel or another venue in
Yeah.
LA.
Oh, you know where they're coming to? LA Live to the
Yes, right.
Peacock
Yes.
Theater or something. Yeah.
And the
Oh,
reason is because the Dolby Theater only seats 3,400 people. And there's now what
oh,
11,000 members of the Academy, and so that's
yeah.
22,000 because everybody gets a plus one.
Yes, that's true. And
And I'm
pictures
because
there.
several years ago I had I was a plus one invite to the Oscars,
Oh,
and from a friend who was a member of the Academy, and blah 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 blah. And so we had our invite, but there's more invitees than there are seats, and so they put all of the names in a hat.
that's how they do it.
Yeah, and I lost,
Oh,
so I
sorry.
didn't get to go. Um, I've been there. I've actually been in the theater. I've actually been on the stage.
Nice.
It's you can take a tour, believe it or not. You can
Yeah.
actually take a tour of the Dolby Theater, and you can get to walk on the stage, and you can get to walk through the Winner's Walk behind it,
Yep.
and you
You're
get to see
right.
the whole thing, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
but yeah, so I gather that they're moving it because they want more
Let's see.
seats. I guess.
Huh. Yeah, that's something.
Um, I don't know. I don't care. It's yeah, so but we went across the street, went into the Roosevelt Hotel to
Yeah, love
see
it there.
that that place is that
That's,
place is something, huh? You've been,
isn't it?
right?
Yeah, that's where they have the Turner Classic Film Festival there. They have
Oh,
it there
do
every
they?
year. Yes, I cover that every year. I love it. They have it inside there. Oh,
Yeah. Now, did they shut the whole hotel down for that too?
yes. Mhm. I mean, people come in, they kind of, you have to have a badge, and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's so amazing. I love it there, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was we were walking around looking and I was like, dang.
Imagine all the people that walk through there. Yep.
Yeah, but well, yeah, but I mean, the thing of it is the Dolby Theater is fundamentally just a theater.
Yep.
And, except for that Oscar thing, you can just buy regular tickets and go to a show or a concert
Yep.
and just sit there and they're not expensive tickets
Nope.
and you don't have all of um I mean the cat and I got invited to the Nickel Fellowship Awards about 10 years ago.
Mm,
And that was at the Samuel Goldwyn Theater and that was a taste of what Oscars is like because it's AmPass that's running it.
yeah.
But oh my golly days, that was
That must have been
um
fun.
yeah, it was. I mean, uh, you get your little ticket and when you go down there, there's an entire parking deck that's just shut down for anybody other than ticket holders.
No way. Oh, how cool.
Oh yeah. And so you go in and there's a guard and you show your little ticket and it's like, yeah, okay, great. And then go in and you park and then you walk across the street and then you get in, you have to show your little ticket and you get in the whole bloody theater. Everything from the lobby all the way back is solid red carpet. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they got these two monstrous Oscars on stage on either side of the stage. I mean, the things are, I don't know, 6, 7 feet tall.
wow.
Yeah.
I see you have some awards behind you.
Yeah, a few of
What are
them.
some of
Yeah.
those?
Oh my God. Well, so this is Crown Point. This is from Chicago.
Wow.
Um,
Pretty.
this
Cool.
one, this one is the Golden Firefly
Oh, that's
from the Cannes World Film
spectacular.
Festival. Um,
Congratulations.
this one is from Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival.
Nice. Congratulations.
And
Very
thanks. And
important.
and when I got it, I was wearing my tux when we picked it up, and so but then I had to leave because it's at the Regal LA Live Theater, right?
Yes. Okay.
So we have an award. We have there was an after party. There's always an after
After
party.
party, always.
There's always an after party. So I had two of them. I had one for me, and I had one. I picked up Tom Logan's, and so I'm walking down the street, and I'm wearing a tux, and this is in downtown LA at
Yes.
night, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm holding them like this. I got two of them, so
Very
nobody's
sharp.
gonna mess with me.
Good way to
This,
represent our city there,
yeah,
Michael.
this one is the Global Film Festival Awards in Los Angeles.
Nice. A star is born.
Um, the three over here are from film festivals in India, and this one is a special one that we put together that Tom and I did because we had reached the 100 laurels mark and we wanted to have something.
Oh,
And so this was a fun little one that
that's
we
awesome.
did. But this trophy is made by R.S. Owens, who made up until recently the Academy Awards. The Oscars were made in Chicago by R.S. Owens.
Oh my
So
Ah,
this is made by the same folks that make the Oscars, and it's made. This is, I mean, that's 24 karat gold.
wow. That's so
And
cool.
yeah, it's big and it's heavy.
Well,
So anyway, so
congratulations on all that.
thanks. Let me stick this back. But anyway, yeah, so
How
yeah, I'm
exciting.
enjoying it. I'm having fun. Um
Well, let's kind of take a second to talk about what was your career up until this? Because you kind of started
oh
in
no, I still
animation.
have a career. So oh
Yeah.
no, so nothing to do with this. So I started off life in academia.
Oh,
And I ended up getting a master. I switched around a couple of times, but I ended up
mhm.
getting master's and PhD degrees in the field of biology.
Wow.
But my area of biology had to do with field biology, specifically birds, so ornithology, and there's no jobs in that. And so when I got out of graduate school and I was trying to find work, there was nothing. And I was trying all kinds of things. Teaching high school even. And I actually had an assistant principal say, "You have a PhD. Aren't you overqualified to teach our high school students?" And my response was, "Is how much of my brain do I have to lobotomize to be qualified?"
Wow.
I didn't
What-
really say that, but I sure thought it.
Yeah.
And so I was floundering around, and and I had I had stories in my head because that's where I've always been doing. And I wanted to make a film and I didn't know how. And I was just thinking, how do you do this? And on the news, there was a thing about if you want to be in a movie, come on down to the mall and stand in line and maybe you'll get into a movie. It was a cattle call. And so I said, why not? And so I went down, I stood in line. Um, and when I got up to, the people checking you in and so forth, one of the questions was, is what's your availability? And my answer was, I have a completely open schedule. Well, to film production, that's like catnip to a cat because they're not going to structure a film around the availability of an extra. No chance. So, and I was otherwise right. And I was obviously not a an axe murderer or anything like that. So I got called and I went out and honestly, the instant I walked onto, it wasn't even the set because I went to their production office, which was a location production office, and I went in for wardrobing and it was a period piece, so everything inside of it was done up in period, and I got infected with that virus. And I say this all the time, and only people who are in the industry know what I'm talking about. Because if you're not in the industry, you have no clue. But it is but everybody in the industry does, and it's a virus. It's incurable. Do you know what I mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, oh,
What's
oh,
it?
it gets you.
Huh?
It
It
gets you.
gets in you, and and it won't leave, and that's the
Yes.
end of that. And
Yes.
so I was just floored and mesmerized by it. And so I said, I got to do this. So I started taking acting lessons and I was doing that really originally so that I could learn how films were made. But
Oh,
I just
right.
got so infected, I started doing some acting and I just enjoyed that. And I did that for 3.5 years. I wasn't getting paid anything. I mean, when you're an extra or a featured extra, you don't get paid diddly. Um, and I was cast to be in a film they were going to shoot down from North Carolina, and they were going to shoot down. They were going to shoot down in Florida, and they said, we'll pay you. And it was in those days much better than typical extra. It wasn't much, but you have to get down to Florida, and of course you have to stay in the hotel by yourself, and you have to. And I was like, and I started doing the math, and it was like, it's going to cost me more to be in this film than I'm going to make. So then another one came up and I did that. It was not a good one. But you know, any event, and I got married. And my wife is going, and you do what for a living? And I was like, let me get back to you on that one.
Oh,
So I had to get a more menial job, and I did this and I did that and I did that and I did this, and finally I ended up doing insurance. And 30 years ago, got insurance licensed and did that with another company for a couple of years. And I said, "That's it. I hate this. I'm going to start my own company." So I started my own company, and I do, and it evolved, and so I'm now doing financial planning, estate planning, uh,
nice.
retirement planning. I've
Wow.
got some pretty high level credentials in that area, and that's where I make a living,
Got it.
and that's my day job. That's what I do the days.
Cool.
But then outside of that, I do this other crazy thing.
Wonder what that was.
And I can't imagine what that is, but I
I
don't make
know,
any
right?
money doing it. But but yeah, but it's and we're in my office right now. Well, this is my conference room in my office right here where I'm doing this interview,
Wow.
and a whole corner of the office is devoted, well, including the awards that you just saw, is devoted to the film side of things, and the rest of it is not. And I have a lot of clients that I got clients that look me up and they say, "Oh, I saw you on IMDb," and it was like, "Yeah, okay." Uh,
Okay.
and so a lot of my clients have seen the film because I have it here, and I have a
Wow.
projector and I just show it, and so I mean, it's there's some overlap, but one feeds the body and the other feeds the soul.
There you go. That's the way it should be. We all have to have two jobs these days.
Yeah, but and I'm at a point where I could have retired a long time ago, but I'm not, and I don't. I like what I do. I don't. If I was to be retired, I would get bored really fast.
Good for you.
I
You
didn't
keep
do
going.
anything. And just so, yeah, so I just got to
What are
keep
you,
going.
65 now?
Thank you. No,
Oh, I
I
thought you were
passed that a
65
while ago.
retired. My
Yeah,
age,
no, I
65.
passed that a while ago.
Oh, no way. You look
Oh yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're
Um,
doing because this movie is phenomenal, folks. And
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to talk to you later on
Well,
about the next animated one. Win, win.
I've got a dozen scripts ready to go. Some short, some feature, and we're working on a feature. It's just the difference is that the money is really different.
That's what they say.
And when you're doing a feature, I mean a theatrical feature, you have to have serious investors. And I have production partners who are working diligently to get our funding, and it feels like we're getting closer. Um, but it will happen after it happens.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck. You're not going to need it, but we'll wish it to
Well,
you
thank you
anyway.
for that. Yeah. But yeah, but we're in the meantime, um I'm starting to really embrace this niche of doing these shorts
Yeah, I love them.
because and with yard sailing 30 minutes long, at first I thought that was short, but I learned that festivals don't like shorts that are as long as 30 minutes.
Isn't that something?
Well, I found out why.
Why is that?
Because one 30-minute long film could be three 10-minute long films.
More films.
There's more films, and it costs the same to get one film into a festival as it does to get, another a short film or a shorter film. So they're getting
Yeah.
three times the amount
Wow.
of income of revenue. They're getting three times the number of filmmakers. So yeah, they're going for short films. And so now, so this next short that I'm doing is 3 minutes. They're going to love that.
Yeah. Bring us more. Yes.
But
Well,
but if you can tell a story in 3 minutes, and I think, I can, and
yeah.
if you tell the story in its fully in 3 minutes, there's impact there because you don't nobody gets bored. It moves so fast. It's like it's there and it's over, and it's like whoa, 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 whoa. And and in writing and filming, pacing is important. And so for the 3 minute short, I don't have to worry about pacing because either you're going to get to the end or you're not.
I don't know how you're not unless you got a long sneeze.
Well, you can't. And this 3 minute film, I'll tell you this, 3 minute film, there's 12 scenes.
Wow. See?
It's
And
just
this is
boom, boom, boom,
animated.
boom, 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 boom. And I mean, it moves.
Mhm.
That's the point.
Exactly. And then it's animated. We'll see you next year in the Oscars. It'll be nominated.
Well, don't jinx it, but yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the one I
Whew.
don't have up here on my mantle yet.
It's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, here at the Hollywood Times, we want to
But but
continue
but
to
I get
follow
to but I
you.
get to rehearse, wait a minute,
Yeah.
but I get to rehearse. So it's like I'd like to thank all the little people that helped me win the. No, the producer, the
Yes,
director. Yeah.
exactly.
But there's only three of us in this film, so we're all in it. And it was my idea. And when I approached him, I said, no, guys, because they were like, well, who gets what? And I said, no, no, no. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. And it's the three of us. And it's only the three of us, but it's the three of us. And it's
Wow.
a collaboration. Collaboration is everything.
Yes.
If I leave any thoughts, embrace collaboration, embrace the power of collaboration. Because when it's done right, what you have is more than the sum of the parts.
That's for sure. Bravo. Very
Thanks.
well
That's my
said.
ending.
Well, we are very excited that you were able to join us here at the Hollywood Times.
Thank
This
you.
interview is going to go up on our YouTube channel, the Hollywood Times
Yeah.
Official. So
Yay.
you'll be able to share that if you want as well. And we look forward to keeping in touch now. We want to hear about
Yeah.
what's coming up next for
Yeah. I,
Michael.
I got to start putting, if I can put these interviews up on my website, maybe I should start doing that too.
Yes, because this will be a YouTube link and I'll be sending it to you.
Oh,
So
yay.
so you can do that.
Yeah, I'll
Be
do
awesome.
that. Now, I
Yeah.
don't like to watch myself I won't watch my
Send it
own.
to everyone else. They'll all watch it for you because we're going to
Yeah.
send it to all of
I,
our
I don't
folks
like
too.
watching myself.
Well, you're good to look at, so come on.
Well, thank you. Oh my gosh. Do I have to give you an extra $5 for that? But
Well, you
anyway,
keep doing what
thank
you're doing.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I really appreciated the opportunity.
Thank you for coming and joining us, and we look forward
Yep,
to keeping in
absolutely.
touch. And hopefully, we'll see you out there in some more of the film festival circuits out
Yep.
here, so we can come
Yeah,
and meet in
absolutely.
person
Next year. Yeah, next year.
next year because it'll be here
Okay.
before we know it, right?
Oh my God. Well, that's scary part too, isn't it?
April today. Give me an April Fool's. What are you going to play today? It's April Fool's. Are you going to do something today to your wife, your
Yeah, I know.
daughters,
All right.
your production folks?
Um,
What's the
yeah, I got to figure
April
that
Fool's?
out. I like to prank, but
Go so
I
far, right?
I won't prank anybody in a negative way uh unless I really need to.
I think I'm going to text my two sons and tell them, well, guys, this is it. I've had enough of the day job. I just retired. So that's what I'm going to send them. That's not so
Well,
bad.
yeah, well, Tom says after every film he's ever done that he's quitting for the rest of his life. And I get and because when you're on set, it's not glamorous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, if
So us
you
viewers, we don't really know what it's like that you all have to go through to do
it's
a movie.
it's an incredible amount of work. It's long hours. It's you're up before most normal people are even awake. You're
Yeah,
working and long after normal people are back home. You're working outdoors, indoors, in inclement weather. You're
yeah.
doing this, you're doing that. You're just,
Whew.
10, 12 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week, for pay that's often less than what normal people get. And then you're unemployed.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
But like I said, if you're in it, you're in it.
When I go to the movies, my family like they want to leave. I go, I'm not leaving. What do you mean? I said, no, I stay to the till there's nothing on the screen. I
The
gotta see
credits.
everybody's the credits, where it was
Yeah,
filmed, the songs. I can't, And I said, if a movie you think is bad, I don't think any movie's bad because someone made it. It took a lot to make a movie, so I'm gonna pay
correct.
for it, see the whole thing, and then I'll say, well, yeah, But yours was super,
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you
super.
so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Michael, you have a
Well,
blessed
thanks so
day
much. Have a
and we
great
will keep in
day.
touch.
Yeah, and we will. All
You do
right.
the same. Bye.